Back to Lady Bulldog Volleyball here on Bulldog Media. Sherman Owen here now sitting in with our Coach Fehrenbacher. And I tell you what, excited. You was talking about how you were going to have to get a little bit of rest after that one. And I tell you what a match tonight.
It was. Unbelievable. You know, we knew we really wanted to get one of our first conference wins, even though it's, they're not on our side of river to river. But it was really important to us. And we knew if we came in and battled on the start of it, we lost McKendra Douglas to an injury. And we were a little unsure what to do. And I kind of put my faith in Lindley Schiff tonight. And she played this summer when Mac was gone some. And she stepped up. You know, there was things that I think she didn't have a lot of confidence, but she served well and did things well. I feel like my seniors just in particular didn't want to lay down and didn't want to, do things. They're a tough team. Nick is a very good coach.
Yep.
He actually was one of my daughter's club coaches at one time. I admire him, and he's very, very good. Bailey Nibbs is a phenomenal player.
Oh, she's incredible, yes.
She is, and I just can't say enough about her. She's a great kid in particular. Good friends with my daughter and plays with her, and she just can run it herself.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to watch, you know. And it was a lot of fun to watch, but it was, a lot of times that my nerves got the best of me a few times when a few things happened. We had some miracle shots over, some good hits when we needed them.
We got some luck here and there.
We
and
did.
that did help.
And
that helps everybody.
Oh, you always need that in any game, And I really felt like, senior-wise, I really felt like Abby Stacy got some hits when we really needed them. She had some fall, and she hit some line tonight that she doesn't usually do.
Yeah.
So those were really amazing things. Bristol and Ava, just back row, do so much. Sally went in, Morris, as playing back row that she never plays.
Yeah.
And we put her in a little different position tonight, and I thought she did well.
Yeah.
She knows she has to make adjustments, but I was really happy overall with everybody. She did some great things in the front row and back row. Jamison had some good times and bad times. Coral struggled tonight. She struggled some, but she did get a couple really good pushes to score some points, and that made a huge difference. If you're not hitting, maybe you can do something else, and she did do that quite a bit. So I was happy with that. Kill-wise, I feel like we kind of spread the love a little bit somewhat tonight, more than sometimes we do. And that's what it's going to take. We're going to have to spread that love and try to do some.
Well, tell me a little bit. Tell me the difference in the huddle between the end of the first set and the end of the second set. What was the big difference right there?
Our big word that they kept saying was focus and lock in.
Yeah.
That was the senior girls kept saying focus and lock in, and I think that was it. Like, lock in on what you have to do.
Yeah.
There's a surprise there, but you have to figure out what you're going to do. We did a lot last year. We'd get in situations where we had chances to win, and we would let one mistake build to 2 to 3.
Right.
And what we did tonight was we took one mistake and went right back. I don't know how many times in timeouts, at Bristol and Ava, I'm like, yeah, you made a mistake, but you went right back and did what you were supposed to. That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's a game of mistakes. Yeah. And I always tell them mistakes are going to happen.
Yes.
I have to tell my own kid that all the time. You're not going to be perfect, but when you come back after those mistakes, what you do after them is going to dictate the rest of the game. And I really feel like that's exactly what we did tonight.
And I was thinking that too. You see the difference in 2 nights, how we played against a really good NCOE team.
Yeah.
And, sometimes teams open a little flat. And I wouldn't call them flat that night. They played well against a number 1 team in the state pretty much with NCOE.
Yes.
But tonight, you saw the communication.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing with them. And I was telling Trey during the game, one of the things that I absolutely love is the communication when the balls are actually heading towards the back line.
Yeah.
And you're getting communication from your bench.
Yeah.
You're getting communication from the girls on the floor. And that is a huge thing because they lay off of it.
Yeah.
So many times last year you saw them just try to put a hand on it.
Yes, we worked a lot on that, how to follow the ball and know if it's in or out. And, one of the things that we talk about all the time is that complete support. The front row has to be supporting the back row and vice versa. It takes so much of the game. And I really feel like in general, some of those things that we've had to learn from last year to this year, we're starting to see what we have to do better. There are times that I see a glimpse of that team from last year and I'm like, no, there they are. Opening your season with a team like MCO, some people think that's awful. The girls think it's awful. Playing a good team. But I tell you what, playing a good team and me going
Makes
back
you
and
better.
watching it, and it makes me better. And
Yeah.
I told the girls, I said, you may have lost, but I saw so many things that I know we need to work on.
Yep.
If we played a bad team right off the bat, I would be like, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
And, I had lists of stuff to do at practice, and now I've got lists of stuff again to do
Well, sure.
before we go into the river to river this weekend.
Yeah.
It's like, you just have to be able to compete, and we have to keep getting better in certain areas. And I feel like I've got kids willing to do that. I've got a really strong bench that, if I need somebody, they're going to be in there. I made a couple changes, and I told the kids, sometimes you got to make changes for the betterment.
Oh, yes,
it's
definitely.
a game of mistakes, and sometimes we got to try different things.
Yep.
And, it's never anything personal. It's just who can we get out there? What can we do? And
right
now they're gelling when they need to.
Oh, I think so.
Yep. I
too.
think if we get a few more hits from our middles, I think we'll be really hard to beat.
Well, you're
So,
talking about the phrase there, you play good teams to get better like
You do,
that.
you
I
do.
heard that from your husband
Oh.
several times over the last few years like that.
We have the same philosophy. We both have coached at schools that believe in that, and that is true. I mean, you can play bad teams and you can up your record and be like, oh, we have this great record. We won 20 games this season.
Yeah.
But who did you beat?
Yeah.
Did you beat good teams? In order to be good, you got to play good teams.
Yeah.
And I know he's been a true believer in that in a long time. I've been on the bench watching with little kids back then. But yeah, I mean, I feel that way too. I mean, you have to play good teams. I mean, we're going in playing Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
At our
I
first
was
game.
telling Trey that.
And the thing is, some of these girls know them. Liv's played against them and with them
sure.
now. And that's, you just got to know what to expect, and we got to work hard. I think we have some games that we could compete in and possibly win and do better in the river to river than we've ever done. So we just really
That's good.
have to have confidence in ourselves and get there and do what we need to do.
I think tonight helps that. So
It did.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for a win so we can roll into this weekend with that in mind. So
That's
yes,
great.
very proud of them.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time coming over. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. We're going to celebrate tonight for sure.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe go out and get a Dairy Queen.
There you go. Yeah, my vanilla Coke for myself. I love it. All right. Well, thank you very much for having us tonight.
Thank you
and we appreciate you watching. And we have so many people at home. So I'm thankful. I know my mother-in-law commented right after the other night. And I thought, I love it because it's allowing a lot of kids' families on the outside to do it. So
I
in
love
town
that
and
we
out of
get to
town.
do this,
Yes,
so,
I do. It's awesome. So we really appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Coach. We'll
All
see you
right.
Saturday.
Thank you. You too.
Coach Melissa Fehrenbacher is victorious tonight. Lady Bulldogs win it tonight, 3 sets. And I tell you what, a barn burner of 3 sets here tonight at Davenport Gymnasium. Everybody's kind of filed out. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll have our stats from the game tonight, and we'll talk about also what's coming up Saturday at Heron. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Volleyball here on Bulldog Media.